Intermittent fasting is rapidly growing into a popular health and fitness trend. It has gained such popularity as a lot of people find it easier to follow than traditional calorie restriction approaches with great results in weight loss. It has been declared as effective not only to lose weight but also to improve health conditions. Some studies show that it can have powerful effects on your cardiovascular system and brain, and even may promote healthy aging and increase longevity. Interesting, right? Let's dive into it. What is intermittent fasting? Fasting has been known for centuries, but has been more attached to religious practices. Intermittent fasting also involves a fast. The only thing, which sets it apart from common annual religious fasts, is the intermittent part. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It doesn't specify which foods you should eat, but rather, when you should have your meals. So, intermittent fasting is not a diet, as it's simply scheduling the time you eat each day. Basically, with intermittent fasting, you split your day into two parts: the times you fast and the times you eat. When you fast, you don't eat. It's that simple. How to do intermittent fasting? There are several different types of intermittent fasting. Time-restricted fasting. This one is the most popular among others. The most known is 16/8 protocol. It involves fasting every day for 16 hours, restricting your daily eating period to 8 hours. Other options are 14/10 and 12/12. Alternate day fasting. This type of fasting consists of a day of ad libitum eating, often referred to as the feed day, followed by a day with no caloric consumption called the fast day. Whole day fasting, or so-called the 5/2 diet. This more extreme option of it prescribes 2 days per week of severe caloric restriction or completely abstain from food, and a regular diet for 5 days. The diet allows for consumption of about 400 to 600 kilocalories on the fasting days. The science behind the intermittent fasting. According to Radboud University, after only about 6 hours of fasting, the body starts releasing more of the so-called human growth hormone. This hormone changes metabolism to favor fat burning over protein use. Therefore, proteins can mostly be used for cell repair and the improvement of brain cell functioning. The human growth hormone also reduces inflammation in the body and stimulates the upregulation of autophagy. Autophagy is a process in which there are a cleanup and recycling of unused or damaged cell components, so-called cellular junk, and thereby promotes the health and survival of our cells. Additionally, intermittent fasting increases the levels of a protein called a brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Together, all these processes have a positive effect on brain functioning. Pretty amazing. But, as well as with every other meal plan, there are pros and cons. Let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of the intermittent fasting. Promoting weight loss. Intermittent fasting changes hormone levels to facilitate weight loss. In addition to lowering insulin and increasing human growth hormone levels, it increases the release of the fat-burning hormone noradrenaline. Because of these changes in hormones, short-term fasting may increase your metabolic rate by 3.6 to 14%. By helping you eat fewer and burn more calories, intermittent fasting causes weight loss by changing both sides of the calorie equation. Results in several human studies have found that alternate day and whole day intermittent fasting has been associated with a significant decrease in body weight, body fat, and waist circumference, both short and long term. Anti-aging effect. Intermittent fasting was found to resistant to age-related diseases like immune disorders, cancer, heart disease, stroke, eye disease, Alzheimer's, and promoting longevity. This effect is possible due to cellular repair. When fasted, your cells initiate cellular repair processes. This includes autophagy, the process when cells digest and remove old and dysfunctional proteins that build up inside cells. Increasing and protecting brain function. It's been assumed that the intermittent fasting has a neuroprotective effect, stimulates proper brain function by promoting cell repair, and contributing to the formation of new brain cells and connections between them. Some studies have explored the powerful effects of this time-restricted diet on cognitive performance, such as memory. According to the studies, intermittent fasting increases the levels of a protein called a brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, in particular, contributes to this building process. Deficits in this protein have been linked to cognitive problems during aging, such as dementia. Side effects. There are possible side effects associated with intermittent fasting, such as irritability, low energy, persistent hunger, temperature sensitivity, and poor work and activity performance. In a 2016 systematic review, a few short-term studies found that some intermittent fasting participants experienced minor adverse physical ailments including feeling cold, constipation, headaches, lack of energy, bad temper, and lack of concentration. It is not for everybody. If you have a medical condition, it is best to avoid any type of fasting. Intermittent fasting is not the right choice for a pregnant woman or breastfeeding mother. People under 18 years. Those struggling with weight gain. In case you are under risk for hypoglycemia, at risk of malnutrition, suffering from an eating disorder, or are having problems with maintaining your blood sugar levels, intermittent fasting is not your choice. People who have certain chronic diseases like diabetes or cancer, because of the potential for low blood sugar, inadequate calorie intake, and the possibility of not meeting adequate nutrient needs. For those who take medications for blood pressure or heart disease. A risk of binge. Non-fasting days are not days when you can splurge on whatever you want, as this can lead to weight gain. Fasting may also lead to an increase in the stress hormone, cortisol, which may lead to even more food cravings. Keep in mind that overeating and binge eating are two common side effects of intermittent fasting. After all, we have to remember that intermittent fasting is not a magic pill. It is still important to consume quality food. You can't eat tons of junk food and excessive calories on non-fasting days or on eating time and expect to lose weight. It all comes down to the quality of your food and how much you're consuming anyway. Moody time. The same biochemistry that regulates mood also regulates appetite, with nutrient consumption affecting the activity of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which play a role in anxiety and depression. That means deregulating your appetite may do the same to your mood, and therefore you will most likely feel irritable on occasions when you're fasting. Summary. In terms of health benefits, there are a lot of people talking about a multitude of intermittent fasting health benefits. But it is important to notice that a lot of those claims have been made based on animal studies. Most of those studies have been performed over a short period of time and have measured glucose levels rather than long-term health outcomes. The ones that do exist on humans out there are very limited, and also have been made on short terms, but do show some exciting results though. By the way, you can find some links to the researches we mention here in the description below. So, there are a lot of argues about the fact that intermittent fasting is not necessarily dangerous or may even be beneficial, but at the same time, most experts agree intermittent fasting is surely not safe for everyone. After Nobel for the discovery of the autophagy, the intermittent fasting popularity exploded. But, let's don't forget that the researches on autophagy as well as the discovery itself were made in a lab by observing yeast cells. So, we would say, more studies are still needed on health aspects of the intermittent fasting, especially regarding long-term outcomes. In terms of weight loss, if as effective as the mechanisms are clear, but so have other options like eating a well-balanced diet paired with exercise. Though there are a lot of people admit that it seems much easier to follow than other meal plans or diets. But weight loss, as well as lifestyle, is never a one-size-fits-all. There is always room for experimenting and finding the right plan for you. So, if you find intermittent fasting worth trying, you'll first need to figure out how you're going to incorporate it into your life, especially when it comes to being socialized and active. We'll cover this topic in the next video. Stay tuned and see you next week.